So what tasks do you need to do as an Amazon seller on a daily, weekly, monthly and ad hoc basis? Well, we're going to go through all of those today. Hi guys, my name's Simon, I'm a six-figure Amazon seller, and today we're doing a slightly different video, poolside. I thought I'd just give this a go, see how it goes. May or may not upload this. Obviously, if you're watching this, I decided to go with it, but yeah, I apologise if you don't want to see me half naked in a pool, but there's some good info to come out here, guys. So hopefully the audio is good and the video is good and my arms don't go too numb here. I've got my notes in front of me on my phone. So yeah, guys, as an Amazon seller, it's good to be very organized and know exactly what tasks you need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly and sort of ad hoc, one-time basis or as you need it. And the reason I'm doing this video is because someone asked me, one of my students asked me what tasks you need to do. So I thought I'd just make a video about it. So the first one is we're going to go through all the daily tasks now, guys. So on a daily basis, what do you need to do? First thing is making sure you're always uploading your invoices to your accountant. Now, this is not an exciting task list, let's be honest, but we're going to go through it here. There's no particular order of importance, but yeah, making sure you're always putting those invoices that you get into your accountant so they can do the bookkeeping. If you do the bookkeeping yourself, then obviously you can do that yourself, but you need to make sure you're doing that. So that's the first one. The next one is making sure you're putting your cost of goods into your profit tracker, whether that's Skewerify or STK or Sellerboard, whatever, making sure that you're always putting those in. And maybe that you've got a repricer built into those or you're using a separate repricer, and obviously making sure you're putting your cost of goods into that repricer as well. And of course, as part of that is doing your min-maxes as well. So now if I run off screaming, guys, it's because a wasp has landed on me. So there's quite a few wasps around here, some big black, nasty one looking ones. So yeah, obviously I probably wouldn't put that in the video, but anyway. So going back obviously to invoices, chasing VAT invoices or just chasing invoices, even if you're not VAT registered, you should still get into the good habit of doing this, guys. That means either, it could just be simple as going onto the Amazon if you order, if you order from Amazon and downloading the invoices. There's sites like Argos where you can download the invoices. They're the easy ones. There's other ones where you've actually got to email them or use the contact form to get the invoices. So just making sure you're chasing all those invoices and staying on top of them. Next one is making sure you're actually tracking all your purchases. Now I use amazseller.com, which is my software. I created it, guys. It's free to use right now, so you can use that. Just making sure you're tracking your purchases, and in there as well you can obviously of course track whether you've requested your invoice or you've been uploaded your invoice. So all of that invoice stuff we just mentioned as well, you can actually track inside of Amazseller, as well as with all your purchases and how those purchases are going. The next one as well, and I've just done a video on this yesterday, guys, is making sure you're actually buying items. Obviously doing the sourcing on a daily basis, and then of course making sure you're actually putting the purchases in, and whether that's purchasing new items or going over your old replens, things like that. So yeah, very important to obviously be doing this. And guys, I'll make this list available to everyone, and then what you can do is, and this is what I did, is think about what tasks I can hand off to a virtual assistant and what tasks I need to do myself. So this is why it's good, and hopefully you'll be able to offload maybe 80-90% of these tasks onto someone else. Certainly the admin stuff that I just talked about, very boring, so you definitely want to pass that on to a VA if you can. So next one is just making sure that if you are looking or monitoring items, that you're adding them to like a monitor like Distill or Keeper, Product Finder, or Keeper Product Tracker, I should say. So just making sure that, it's more of an ad hoc one, this, rather than a daily one, but just making sure you're staying on top of your replens, checking them every day, make sure they've come back in stock, things like that, basically, just going back and making sure that they're in stock and you can buy them, or whatever you need to do with your replens. So just keeping on top of those. Now, for me, may or may not count for you guys, but listing returned items on eBay. Well, I'm bad at this, guys. I really am. I'm not going to lie, but there was a point where I was doing this on a daily basis. So when returns came in, I was making sure I was listing them, every day, getting them obviously packed, sent out as well, but staying on top of them. Now, I got to a point where I didn't stay on top of them, which was really bad of me. And then they piled up. So this is something I need to get back into as well. And guys, I use some software called Joe Lister. which allows you to like list items from your Amazon store onto eBay. So a little bit different here, but just on a daily basis, I go through listing new items that have come onto Amazon and put them onto Joe Lister. So it's just another sales channel. It doesn't get a huge amount of sales, I'm not gonna lie, but it does bring some extra sales in as well through Joe Lister, through eBay basically. So I'll do a whole nother video about that anyway. Next one for me is I use a prep center. It's just making sure that I'm adding every purchase that I do into the prep center sheet, or software, so that they stay on top of that. So for those of you that don't have a prep center, you probably won't have to do this, but it's it's when you've got a prep center, you need to actually tell them what's arriving. So you need to add the shipping, what retailer it's from, the order number, what the items are, the ASINs, the SKUs, etc. So you need to have all that information. So that, guys, is pretty much the daily task that I would do. Now, I'm sure I've missed some out, but yeah, that's pretty relatively comprehensive list. Obviously, it's different for everyone, but that's a rough list of things you can do on a daily basis. Now, let's go on to the weekly tasks. So these things I'll do like once a week. So for me, it would be evaluating my Profit Protector Pro prices, just going and reviewing all the products that I've got, just checking to make sure the prices look okay, adjusting the min maxes. Shouldn't need to do this too often, but maybe you've got an item that's aging and you need to just adjust the price slightly, so you can do that as well. Next one as well for me is chasing missing or declined top cashback. So obviously, guys, we know that we're always trying to use every tool at our disposal to make extra profit, and doing top cashback or Quidco, whatever it is, sometimes these things get declined, so you need to chase them up and make sure you're not missing out on any money. So I do that on a roughly about a weekly basis. Depends obviously how many purchases I've done through top cashback. The next one for me as well is just going through all my aging inventory and maybe just adjusting prices again on those, and just making sure that I've got no items that are going crazily aging. Now, I've become a bit less strict on this. At first, I was looking to only maybe let items age up to 90 or 120 days. Now, I'm happy to actually hold things for a year or so. It depends. I evaluate each product on its own merits. And if I feel like it's worth waiting for the best price, then I'll do that. And other times I feel like it's just better to just cut my losses and either take a loss or break even or small profit, whatever it is, rather than paying larger storage fees. And again, on a weekly basis, just checking replens. Important, I do this on a daily, weekly, just check your replens. How often you need to do it, basically, depending on when the sales are and stuff like that. So those are the weekly tasks that I do. Now, before we go on to the monthly and the quarterly and the ad hoc, I'm going to talk about my sponsor, Profit Protector Pro. Now, Profit Protector Pro is the best repricer to use for Amazon FBA, especially as a UK seller. I don't know of any better repricing software for UK Amazon sellers. Now, the reason I love it is it makes you loads more money. Simple as that, guys. I can't argue with results. And for me, as I'll show you on the screen here, guys, it's made me, I think, over £6,000 extra profit off the top of my head. Since I've been using it now for about 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. So, guys, it is an amazing bit of software. At the end of the day, we work hard to make as much money as we can on Amazon. And if you can utilize a tool like Profit Protector Pro to help you make more money, then you should definitely use it. Check out the link down below, guys, for a 14-day free trial. So, on a monthly basis, nothing too fancy really, but what first thing is making sure you're paying off your Amex or your credit card bills, guys. That's a very important thing. You don't want to get into trouble with your credit card. So, from a monthly basis, that is something I am doing as well. For me, when I had VAs, I was just reviewing the VAs, how they've been doing for the month. To give them like a monthly review. It may not count for you guys, of course, but just going through their leads and just seeing how they've been doing for the month, making sure that I wasn't interested really in the number they found, but just the quality. So that's something that's really hard to actually get through to those guys, is that we don't care about the quantity. We actually are speaking to the VA that I share with just yesterday or the day before, and he was like, "Oh, I only got 4 leads. I'm aiming for 10." I'm like, "What? No, we don't care about 10 leads. We want, even if you just get 1 lead a week and it's good, a really solid lead, I'd rather have that than 10 crummy ones every day." Anyway, so yeah, doing that on a monthly basis. Obviously going through all your own leads as well, so that you've been found. So just going back and reviewing all your products, guys, and just seeing how they are progressing. And I'm going to write some software for this, guys, because I think it'll be a really useful tool for everyone. It'd be useful for me as well, because doing this manually is a pain in the butt. But I like to go through all my listings and see how they are progressing month to month. is the price recovering? Is it going down? Essentially, what is the trend of the price? What's the trend of the seller count as well? Again, is the seller counts going up or down? So that's another important thing to look at as well. The next thing I like to look at is, what is my price that I've set? Maybe I've got my price set on an item for £20, and the current price is maybe £15, the lowest FBA seller. And then what I just roughly look at is how long is it going to take for the price to get from 15 to 20? And I look at that by looking at the amount of stock that all the sellers have, and then also looking at the sales per month. And, this is not 100% accurate, guys, because obviously new people can come on, prices can change and stuff. But it gives you a rough idea of how long it's going to roughly take for the price to come and meet your £20 if the price is trending up. So like I say, not 100% accurate, but yeah, I need to write some software for this, guys. It'd be very useful. So that's what I do on like a monthly basis. So quarterly, guys, VAT returns. If you are VAT registered, you need to do quarterly VAT returns. They are a pain in the butt, but fortunately you guys have been keeping on top of your invoices daily, as we just talked about a few minutes ago. But yes, every quarter you have to do your VAT returns. Guys, don't be afraid of VAT. It is a small pain, but it's part of the business. Oh, there's a tiny little cockroach there. That's nice. So yeah, that's something you've got to do. Don't be afraid of it, guys. It's just part of the business. It's a pain, but as long as you stay on top of your invoices, you should be very simple. For me as well, I like to set my targets. I like to set what profit I'd like to hit. So for me right now, £10,000 a month, which means I need to be spending £33,333 a month on inventory to hit that if I'm running at 30% ROI. So just adjusting my targets for the month. I'm also adjusting my strategy as well. Is it approaching Q4? We are slowly approaching Q4 now, guys. I'm starting to think more about Q4. So that means I'm going to be buying perfumes, gift sets, anything related to Christmas that's going to do well for Q4. So, adjusting your strategy depending on what's going on throughout the year. And to be honest, you could be doing this every month as well, because there's always some sort of season or sale or something that's coming along, like back to school, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's, summer, winter, whatever, festival season, all sorts of stuff. So, I need to really make a comprehensive list actually of everything I can think of that's going to see a boost in sales for certain items. So, but yeah, setting those goals and adjusting them as well. You need to be setting goals, guys. Really, it's very important, I think, and and also it's important to be setting goals that are achievable, but also things that you can control. So, while I say, I'm looking to make £10,000 profit as my goal, what my actual real goal is to spend $33,333, because that's the thing that I can control. I can't really control the profit, but I can control what I actually do and what I spend, how much I source. So, yeah. So that's a good tip for you guys. So on a yearly thing, obviously now we're getting into, obviously it doesn't happen very often, once a year. Obviously you've got your yearly accounts, end of year accounts that happen. I've just actually filed mine. I think I actually need to maybe pay some tax tomorrow actually. Now I remember this actually. So mine got filed just a few days ago actually by my accountant. I said to them I need it done before I go to on holiday. So yeah. Obviously, if you're a limited company, guys, you need to do your confirmation statement as well. So this is basically, from my understanding, just confirming that nothing's really changed in the business, the directors and the addresses and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just stay on top of that. You'll probably get letters through from all these crazy companies that are offering to do it for, 50, 60, £100. It's just very easy. You can do it yourself. I think there is a charge with Companies House, but I can't remember what it is. £30, I think. So, and then obviously again evaluating my yearly goals, just evaluating and setting those goals. So the final thing is just the ad hoc, the things that just come up as and when. Sorry about that. That was something flew in my ear. Yeah, so, query lists from accountants and stuff, they're going to be confused about some things, especially if they're doing bookkeeping. Not everything's going to line up as well. So anytime that pops up, I'd be working on that. Customer queries on Amazon, they're going to pop up. You're going to get emails from customers just asking you random questions. You have to answer them. It could be about fulfillment, in which case you just say speak to Amazon. It could be anything like that. But you need to either say no response needed, or you need to respond to it as well. Obviously, another thing as well is cases and problems with Amazon. It could be that you get re-gated on products or an authenticity claim comes in. I've had a few of those recently. Total pain in the butt. You know, things, any problem that come up with your account, so staying on top of those things as well are very important. So another ad hoc thing. So don't leave it, guys. Do it as soon as it comes in. And the final thing as well, I guess, is just, you know, it comes back to the whole like replen thing, just checking out of stock items, seeing if they're coming back in stock and whether you can order them or not. So yeah, hopefully that's a relatively comprehensive list, guys. I am sure I've missed some stuff out, and you know, maybe I'll refilm this video or do a part 2, and maybe I'll even do a more detailed video about some of these actual tasks, like a whole video just about 1 or 2 of these tasks themselves. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hopefully this format wasn't too weird for you guys. I just thought, you know, sod it, I'm just going to jump in the pool and do a video. Bit dangerous with my expensive camera sat there, but there we go, it's all good. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, peace.